Would you like to hear from this is this didn't go through the official channels for the drive-through, but it follows up on something that we talked about here a week or two ago, however long it's been. Kind of one of the subjects that we were talking about. We now have this was emailed directly to me because I don't know whether they considered your email possibly trusted enough. Maybe the foreign menaces have hacked into it or whatever. This was sent to me by back channel.
Hello, back channel.
Well, no, I'm telling you right now that my channel will remain in the back. We have.
That's where your gerbils remain too. Your back channel.
We have now. Stop it talking about them. They're innocent animals. We have eyewitness testimony from a normal human being that has gone to the garbage wrestling show, that has ventured out into that subculture or underculture or lack of culture or whatever they call it, and has gone to one of the garbage shows to report back to us here in the main world of logic and reason. Would you like to hear some of the observations, Brian?
I don't know where you're going, so this will be interesting. All of a sudden, you're getting these firsthand reports from people about these things. I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you, most of the time, you are filtering out the dreck for me and sending me the interesting stuff, but every once in a while, somebody sends it to me via my own email. Good day to you, gentlemen. I committed a sin against the wrestling business, and I wanted to confess this folly to none other than the leader of the cult of Cornette at COC himself and his trusty co-host. Last night, June 20th, I attended a garbage championship wrestling show in Little Rock. They're running Little Rock now. One of the you would think one of the more traditionally minded markets in the country, not acceptive to such tomfoolery, right? But he says, I've never watched a GCW show before and had no idea the event was taking place until they announced the return of Elena Black, FKA Cora Jade of WWE fame. So she's one of the young ladies that they recently released that we then has gone back to using her, I guess, her regular, real or older assumed name.
Is that past the name test for you, Elena Black?
It ain't bad. I can't see nothing wrong right now, just on the surface of it with Elena Black. But wait.
Uh-oh.
There is more. So apparently, we'll get back to the email. He's Elena Black, formerly Cora Jade. I saw an opportunity to support a wrestler that I'm a big fan of. Wrestlers have to make a living somehow. So I shelled out 70 smackaroos for a front row ticket. I shelled out 70 smackaroos for a front row ticket quicker than Dick the Boozer blades himself. Plus, it's only a 2-hour drive from Memphis, so I figured why not? He must be supporting her. $70 for a ticket to an independent, using that term politely, wrestling show and driving 2 hours each way.
I also subscribe to her OnlyFans, and I know what her birthday is. This sounds a little creepy.
But no, he's actually, you'll see he has somewhat of a level head to him, despite this. It might work out in the end, is what I'm saying to you. He continues, the apprehension that stewed inside of my gut over this decision only intensified when they announced that Elena would be facing Jelly fucking Nutella. He's wrestling women in Little Rock now. If there's any parole officers that need to know any kind of information. So this email writer says, when I left an unfavorable comment on a Facebook post in regards to the skinny fat fuck, Joey himself saw my remark and responded with, sell your ticket. We don't want you there. And he attached a screenshot of him saying this. Bubba Smith is his name, by the way. And he's attached a screenshot of him saying, I bought a front row ticket for this as soon as they announced her, and I've been nervous about attending garbage championship wrestling ever since. and seeing her booked versus Jelly Nutella. I love Elena, but man, I don't know what this last line means, but it might mean I hope the Twin Peaks in Little Rock is good because I'm fearful of this show. Is that a diner or a local establishment?
TV show didn't take place in Little Rock. I have no idea.
Well, anyway, Joey Janela responds. There you go. That sounds like
the
it.
Twin
Okay.
Peaks, yeah.
But he responded, sell your ticket. We don't want you there. To the random fans that are buying a ticket for $70.
By the way, where's he supposed to sell it?
Well, there's a big secondary market in tickets to Twin Peaks. Oh, I was the wrestling show. Yeah, no, that might not be so easy. Especially if he could buy a front row ticket to the show as soon as they announced her. Was she the first fucking thing they announced?
Hey, that fan you were going at it with on social media is outside. How do you know? There's a guy out there scalping tickets. He has one ticket.
Problem is, all the fans are bringing back tickets from last show for a refund. Anyway, back to the email. It was at this moment that I decided to wear my Cornette face shirt to the show so that everyone would know that I wasn't there to enjoy their tomfoolery. Waiting in line for the doors to open in that oppressive Arkansas humidity had us all sweating, as Chris Candido would say, like Marilyn Manson at a Baptist revival, which only amplified the smell from the lack of those around me applying proper personal care products. I felt as though I was the only one in attendance who had not partaken in a mild-altering substance of some description. Once doors were open and a man with no pinky finger on his left hand waved me through with his metal-detecting wand. When is that the first time that those English words have ever been put together in that order before?
Yeah, I mean, maybe the guy had an accident. I don't want to laugh. We don't know who this pinkyless man is.
Well, maybe he just didn't deliver the package properly.
If you have no pinky, do you think your nickname is Pinky?
No, I think your nickname is Don't Do It Again, motherfucker. We'll take the whole hand. But anyway, Bubba here grabbed a beer and stood in a bemused state of what I'd gotten into. That was until a fine gentleman approached and recited the official cock-woo greeting.
No.
Remember the cult of Cornette wrestling integrity watchers. Cock-woo. To which we then interlocked our middle fingers and said, fuck them. It was nice to see at least one other level-headed human being in that bunch of nuts.
I can't believe that. Come on.
Well, no, they know because he had the shirt.
You haven't even addressed that stupid, whatever, cock-woo in over a year.
It's an underground thing that people know about that are in the know. Bell time came upon us, and the ring announcer hyped everyone up by screaming fuck multiple times in between other words that I didn't care to listen to. This is a long email, so I will skip through some things, but there was a fat guy with a fat jitsu gimmick, but he couldn't work, and he whiffed his shit. And then apparently Louisville's own Billy Starks took on Adam Priest. And apparently they do the much of the interspecies type wrestling here with the men and the women.
Gender, not species.
Well, whichever. But anyway, the baby face got an upset win over the dick heel, so the girls beat the guys here too. Match number 3 was for the tag team championship when the team of Buck Nasty, consisting of Buck Skinner, Skynyr, you read that right, there's no D to be had here, and a guy named Rob Shit came out, slapped hands with fans, jumped the 2 grimacing pipsqueak champions, ringside brawling, furniture in the ring, all 4 doing what they wanted for several minutes until suddenly 2 of the participants were on the apron getting tagged in. This didn't last long, as all 4 were soon back in the ring doing shit to each other until the pipsqueaks won. Then they had Blake Christian versus a Japanese wrestling girl whose name escapes me. So there's another. When Blake dove outside the ring and the Japanese girl held up a door that Blake landed into, he sent the door hurtling towards a woman 2 seats down from me, smacking her in the face.
Ooh.
877-50-STEVE. Stone Cold hit the barricade at Mania, and Nick Khan was there to immediately check on the woman who was selling like Shawn Michaels did against Hogan. Yet the woman next to me got hit in the face by a door, just to be quickly asked, "Are you okay?" by some fat yutz wearing a t-shirt that he forgot to take out of the dryer. Skipping ahead, Elena Black. I'm fond of her in the way that Brian is fond of Anna Jay, who I'm also fond of as well.
Athleticism.
He leaves it there. Nevertheless, Jelly Nutella brought this down for me. They had a garbage match. So now they've got intergender species garbage matches after they've already had the regular intergender species matches on the show. He goes, it pained me to see a woman of Elena's caliber have to resort to this. Jelly threw a chair at Elena's head, then did the Sabu pose, which made me hang my head in shame. He really does think he's some badass wrestler who's doing this wonderfully. They used chairs and fought on the floor until Jelly won. This left me feeling like a balloon 3 weeks after the party. So he beats the girl, and the ex-WWE star that might have did draw one guy, and he beats a girl. And then...
Hey, listen, I think he may dominate the women's division if he keeps this up.
But wait a minute. He then got on the microphone to thank Elena and tell us that they put on a show for us. Geez, Jelly, thanks for telling me. I thought you were doing this bullshit for the flies fucking in the restroom. Their championship, Effie, the champion, defended against Action Mike Jackson. The Mike Jackson. He's 70 fucking, what is it, 6? I've known Mike Jackson I watched Mike Jackson on TV when I was a kid. Really, seriously. He's amazing, but they were in Arkansas. I thought Alabama, but no, Arkansas. But nevertheless, back to the email. After 50 years in the business, actually it's 55, I wonder if being in the ring with a man wearing fishnets and acting like a less gay Orlando Jordan was the lowest point of Mike's career. Effie won, and I realized that's where he got his name because I asked myself, why the F is he in the wrestling business? Effie then got on the mic and said he's been doing this for 11 years and hopes his career is as bountiful as the 70-year-old man's is, who just lost to a man wearing fishnets. He didn't say that verbatim, but I was thinking it.
Well, it seems like good sportsmanship, at least after these matches. Everyone gets on the mic and thanks their opponent.
Yes, and I appreciate the opportunity to whip this 70-year-old man here today, or this 120-pound girl. Finally, time for the main event. Shotzi Blackheart versus some Hot Topic-looking motherfucker. I'm not sure.
Is that a guy or a girl?
I don't know. But let's read the description. We'll try to figure if it... This was exactly what I knew it would be. They fought in places I couldn't even see, did some sloppy shit, jabbed skewers into their head. And the match ended when Shotzi was slammed through glass. Oh, wait, no, it didn't. The glass was a 2 count. The Hot Topic reject fuck then picked Shotzi up and gave her an inverted DDT. Instead of your standard DDT, this move sees person A grab person B like they're about to do a running bulldog. But instead, person A just falls belly first to the mat, driving B head first along with them. Wouldn't that mean that you're doing a face plant to yourself as well? Hello?
I guess so.
Well, then how the fuck is that supposed to... What are we... Here, let's both commit suicide? What is that? How are you going to beat somebody with something when it knocks you the fuck out? Nevertheless, And I grabbed a piece of the glass to examine, and I've attached a picture of it for you to see also. They asked me if it was sugar glass, and I told them I hadn't tasted it to check. I couldn't really tell anything by the picture, but yeah, and also they have doors under the ring for the guys and girls to set up on chairs and put themselves through instead of tables. He said, I thought if only there were already in existence some sort of contraption made of particle board with folding legs that could be used instead of erecting this dumb shit. I've seen that before. There was it has to be years ago now because I was actually at a wrestling show. But they say, oh, they don't make the right kind of tables anymore. We're having a hard time finding the right kind of tables. So they were just getting like the light wood grade door with no knob or hinge or anything in it from Home Depot. And I said, well, what sense does it make to have a fucking bare, empty, goddamn unvarnished, unfinished fucking door stacked up? Even the table could be used for something, but what? Well, we can't get the tables. It don't have the fucking tables.
All right.
That's just me.
What was the name of this guy that sent in this email?
Bubba Smith.
Thank you, Bubba. Never send anything in again. But thank you.
What? I thought it was
He's a bore. He doesn't know how to write an interesting
thing. A good dissertation of what the average person has to put up with.
The average person?
When they go to one of these things.
Okay. All right.